This is a quick overview of your stakeholder map and reflection assignment. So what we're going to do through the stakeholder map is really identify those folks that are going to be the target for your final presentation. So the focus is to identify and analyze the stakeholders that you're going to engage in elevating the practice of population health. That's your audience. So take a look at the guidance that's included in the assignment itself, and what you're going to do is actually map your stakeholders, and you're going to map them by category. So the categories are listed within the guidance, so we're going to look at the constituents, those people that we're bringing together at the center of the project and in the center of the aim. Who are you going to collaborate with to work together to achieve the aim? And these are the core members of the team. So these are the people that you want to engage, whether it would be, again, your unit, your department, interdisciplinary, or organization-wide, or interorganizational. So the audience is variable depending on what your particular area of focus is at this time. So when we're looking for the leadership is actually within the constituency. So these are your champions. So identify those champions that you're really going to engage to help propel population health practice. And then you're looking for your supporters, those who are interested but may not be directly impacted. Think about other groups or other departments or organizations, those that may support your efforts but may not be directly involved in your as your constituency. So when we're looking at competition, there's always competition whenever there's any kind of new initiative. So those who may have kind of differing ideas as far as what the aims are, so it's really important to identify those folks so that you can be proactive and start those dialogues and start engagement. And then looking at the opposition as well. And there's always opposition out there. And again, that's a real wonderful challenge, actually, because it helps us to build perspective and understand what barriers may occur, and really looking at why that opposition is there is a critical factor. But for this assignment, you're really going to identify those who may be opposed to the action, and there may be any number of reasons, whether it would be a personal agenda, their values and beliefs, those types of things. So just kind of keep that in mind. So when you're looking at all those categories, you're going to take a look at, like I alluded to just a second ago, is their values and what makes them tick, and how you can connect. And values are so important to connect your stakeholders. And again, that tells us why we're doing some of the other activities that we're doing, as are what you've already done as far as the organizing sentence and the story of self and the story of now. So those are all factors to help engage folks, and in order to engage them, you really have to know sort of what makes them tick, and also what their interests are and what kind of assets they bring. And those assets may be financial, or they may be time, they may be support. So there's a number of different things that you're going to be looking at as far as each category of your stakeholders. And again, that will trigger you to think about those insights that you need to engage folks when you're doing your final presentation. So if you have any questions about doing the stakeholder map, and again, this is thinking about who needs to be involved, where they fall within the different categories, and looking at their values, interests, and assets to kind of see how you can engage those folks wherever they fall on the spectrum in population health practice. And again, this is really important when we're looking at engaging folks in any kind of change, or engaging folks to work together for a shared vision. And it's really important to look at if there is a mutual benefit, and how you can connect your activity of population health practice with what means something to them, and connecting so that they get a benefit and the population health practice or movement or change in culture is benefited by their actions as well. So making those connections for them and illustrating those mutual benefits are critical to develop that shared vision, and that's how we move on to the next story as far as what you all are going to do together. So there's some reflection questions. So think about your thinking. Think about doing the stakeholder map and what you thought about as you were progressing through, and think about how important it is to really analyze your stakeholders so that you can connect with them. And again, your grading rubric is attached to the map itself, and this is kind of a quick overview. It's not that you have to do research as far as citations for this. This is really looking at your folks, listing out key factors that you're going to focus on or that will help you to focus your presentation. So if you have any questions or concerns about this particular assignment, please let me know. Be sure that you take a look at the guidance and refer back to the guidance as you're doing your map, and this again will be very instrumental as you move forward.